Britain's greatest Roman monument, 2,000 years in the making, staggering in its planning, masterful in its execution, awe-inspiring in its scale. There can only be one historic monument in Britain that truly lives up to all this, dare we say, hype. And that's Hadrian's Wall, our Roman frontier. And over the next 6 days, my father and I will be adventuring along the Hadrian's Wall path from Newcastle-Upon-Tyne to Bowness and Solway. On Tuesday the 6th of July, my father and I set off from Ashley Grove in West Jesmond. We walked to the end of the street, we climbed on board a metro and headed for Newcastle Central Station, where we disembarked and began walking down to the quayside, where we found the Hadrian's Wall Trail and followed the Acorn, heading west for Bowness on Solway. We are on day one of the Hadrian's Wall walk, walking from Newburn up to Wylam. Well, that's the stretch that we're currently walking. We're going to be coming up to George Stevenson's house. We're going to take a detour to see that before getting to heading on the wall. There's Bill walking there. To the left here we have the River Tyne, and not much else around. It's all pretty good. All pretty good. Here we are on day 2 of the walk, walking from heading on the wall to wall. A significant feature of day 2 and the rest of the trip was the introduction of the big breakfast. Every morning we would be fed a huge plateful of the finest Northumbrian fare, and will, sadly, put on weight. The walking itself on day 2 was very pleasant, apart from the scarcity of the wall, which was a little disappointing, if we have to be honest. There were many indications of where earthworks once stood, and where the Vallum ditch ran through the fields, but they were hardly spectacular, and difficult to interpret. Nevertheless, the views of the Northumberland countryside were spectacular. And there's Bill, off walking down the course of Hadrian's Wall. We're on downhill, just beyond Car Crags. Real evidence of the magnificence of the earthworks that were once in place here, as we see the remains of. Very windy. We can just make out beyond the trees, the Cheviots. What's this? It's unmistakable, isn't it? This is the Roman ditch that accompanies Hadrian's Wall, and we're almost up to St Oswald's Hill Head Farm, where there's some tea rooms. There's Bill yomping off by himself. We're going to stop for a cup of tea, I hope. Oh, maybe a fleck of rain in the air. Notice how deep the ditch is here. Yeah, all very good. Goodbye. Here we are on day 3 rather, of the walk. The wall is actually visible now, long stretches of it. This bit we're up to at the minute is called Black Carts. You see William yomping on ahead as ever. He hasn't got the pain of carrying the bag. Oh, quite a tall section up above. As tall as William's head nearly. Oh, taller. Grand. On our way to Steel Rig today. Going to be stopping at Twice Brewed. So it's very exciting, we're looking forward to that. Here we are on the top of Hadrian's Wall. Lovely panoramic view of the countryside to the north. Here we have the course of the wall. That's Black Carts that we've just walked up. There's a trig point on the top where once a telescope would have sat. Sadly it's no longer there. Here we have the road which follows the wall, and here we have Bill looking out at this splendid vista. Top of Hadrian's Wall at Swimming Shield Crags. I could say we're on top of the world as well. There's Bill off in the distance, yomping on as he likes to. Mostly getting blown to smithereens, taking it vista. Pretty good. Broomy Luff or something lies up there, that's the water. Here we are almost at the end of day 3. That's world famous Sycamore Gap, Robin Hood's tree from the Prince of Thieves. Right on the top here, there's Bill, off in the distance again. And we are going over there, staying over there. The watch says, what does that say? 40 miles coming so far, about 44 more to go. And we're pretty sure we walked over these hills here. Dad doesn't think so. I think we might have. There's a wooden battlement, or a stone one. Here we are on day 4, top of Windshields Crags, highest point on the wall. It's about 394 metres. We've come all of that way, winding around and up. And in fact, we spent last night down there, so I've had to walk up and along. Today takes us to Banks, which is near Brampton. Tomorrow to Carlisle, day after to Bowness on Solway. So it's goodbye from the top of Hadrian's Wall. Here we are on top of Wall Town Crags. Very windy. The camera's going to get blown out of my hand. In a field in Walton on the way to Carlisle, started lashing it down, and animal feces everywhere, absolutely stinks. So we're going to be careful where we put our feet. Wet weather isn't good, grim, sweaty with the waterproofs on. Ugh. Here we are, day 5 still raining, very miserable. I've just been walking along the banks of the River Eden. It was hardly a paradise, wet, muddy, and we didn't put our waterproof trousers on, so we've both got wet pants which are hugging our thighs, which is nice, just around the crotch area. Should be in Carlisle soon, we hope. Here we are on the M6 motorway bridge. There's William. Give us a wave. Raining still. It's raining. Yeah, and we're almost there now. Almost in Carlisle. There's my ugly mug. wet. Could do with windscreen wipers on the glasses. And we continue. Walking into Bowness on Solway, day 6, end of the walk. This camera has been out of action for a while. I'm not even sure if it's working now, but it bleeped. So it got very wet in the rain yesterday on the walk to Carlisle, absolutely sodden. So here we are. This is the Solway Firth. Very quiet area, a little bit like the land that time forgot. If we look at the watch here, 86.75 miles walked, thousands of calories burned, but we've put thousands of calories back into the tank, probably more than what we've burned, but that's just how it goes when you're on holiday, which this has been. So here we are, walking through Bowness on Solway, uphill. Quaint little cottages. Here we have William. Looking forward to getting rid of the rucksack. He hasn't enjoyed carrying it. Yeah, this is us up here. No fouling. We've walked through some fields containing lots of feces, lots of animal poo. Hello there. Hi. And there it is, the end of Hadrian's Wall path. We are in the King's Arms in Bowness on Solway. Spain have just won the World Cup, and I've met a few people who've also won a prize of their own today. They've completed the Hadrian's Wall walk. Here we have Doug from New Jersey, USA. Doug, what's your highs and lows of completing the wall walk?
Well, I would say the highs are all the people we've met, both people we've met along the trail and people that we've met at the places we've stayed and just in the towns we've stopped in. The lows would be this morning with the rain, although our very expensive jackets work quite well, thank you.
Oh, better than mine. I had a Gore-Tex birdhouse.
I had an event.
And I was wet through.
Oh, no, we were perfectly dry.
Then it was a high.
The wind was probably the low point because the one day we had 70-mile-an-hour winds. I don't even know what that is in kilometers. It's a big number. Other than that, I can't say there are any lows.
Oh, that's excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to us, Doug.
Okay.
Mimi from New Jersey, USA. She is Doug's wife and she has just completed the wall walk also. Mimi, what is your high point of this week?
Oh, the high point, I'm going to agree with Doug. I don't always do that, but it was the people. Look at it. We're here now with a wonderful group of people who have all done the same thing and had the same experiences, but we're from all over the place and came here to do this. It's just absolutely outstanding.
How do the English breakfasts compare to the American ones that you've encountered on the trail?
Well, we usually have a pretty wimpy day in the U.S. and we don't need all that food, but once we're here we had to have eggs and sausage to bulk ourselves up for a long day on the trail. It's quite yummy.
Okay. And any low points?
Oh. Well, it turns out I have a fear of heights. And I was not happy on the crags. I was very happy to be on the flat part of the trail, but it was all wonderful.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. So here we are looking at Sylvia's almost empty half pint glass. Sylvia is from Munich in Deutschland. Hello, Sylvia.
Yeah, hello.
How would you describe your week on Hadrian's Wall?
Well, I enjoyed it a lot, except of the blisters I got. But with compete and tape and so on, it worked out quite nice.
And how did you find the breakfasts as a vegetarian? Because we found out Sylvia is a vegetarian. How did you find these meaty English breakfasts as a vegetarian? Was it difficult?
Oh no, that was not difficult at all, because everyone just tried to get me some real vegetarian breakfast with eggs and vegetarian sausages as well.
Oh.
So I liked it a lot. It was easier than in Germany, I think.
Very good. Thank you for talking to us, Sylvia.
Thank you.